this resolution goes to trade policy, and I think it's the first time we've debated it at this conference. A little-known fact in the China-Australia Free Trade Agreement was the complete sellout on immigration policy. That chapter agreement meant that Labor in government could no longer apply labour market testing, could no longer apply economic needs testing, could no longer cap visas in certain categories for Chinese foreign nationals. Just think about that for a minute. We gave away the right to determine whether there were local workers available for local jobs before we had to offer it to the partner in that trade agreement. That was a shameful act, and what do we get in return for that? Theoretical increased access for our farm produce into China. Theoretical greater opportunities for farmers. But what happens when it gets difficult? We saw this year, when the Chinese government was annoyed with the federal government, that all those exports of Australian wine suddenly got stuck in warehouses in Shanghai for a while. And that happens every single time with our produce when we offend one of these governments. So what we do by trading away our sovereign right to make our own immigration policy in return for preferential trade access is give away our sovereignty for nothing. It's a shameful act and it needs to change, and this resolution is part of the process of changing Labor's policy. So we've had lots of debate here about protecting penalty rates, and that's an incredibly vital debate. But if we want to protect people's wages, we need to make sure that we have labour market testing in this country so that wages aren't suppressed by the threat of people coming here on 457 visas. So this is an important debate. It really is the last bastion of the sort of neoliberal economic thought in this party. So I'm laying down a challenge to all the delegates in this room, especially if you happen to be a delegate to the National Conference at the end of this year. When this debate comes up, put aside any factional allegiance and think about what are we selling our sovereignty for? Are we selling our sovereignty so our farmers can sell a bit more wheat to China, or do we want to retain control of labour market testing? So I urge you to support this resolution. I urge you to support a similar resolution I intend to move at National Conference, because it's about time we reclaimed our sovereignty and said we should determine our immigration policy rather than selling it out in dodgy free trade agreements.
Thank you. Yeah, Delegate Templeman has seconded that.